The winter solstice, the midwinter celebration, falls around December the 21st. It's the shortest day of the year. And so we celebrate the fact that the darkness is no longer increasing, the sun will return, the warmth and light gradually increasing as the days get longer and longer from here on. There's evidence that our ancestors marked and celebrated the winter solstice from Neolithic times. The ancient Temple of Newgrange in Ireland, built more than 5,000 years ago, is oriented so that the winter solstice sun illuminates the passage chamber. So tickets to be in the chamber itself are strictly limited, but if you're in that area, you can join those gathered outside, waiting in the darkness for the end of the year's longest night. Or if that's too far, they do a live stream. A lot of our Christmas traditions come from the ancient Roman midwinter festival of Saturnalia, including decorating the house with evergreens, kissing under the mistletoe, giving of gifts, feasting, general merrymaking. For our Yule tree, we found a company that will rent us the living tree in a pot and replant it when the season is over. So you can have your tree back every year until it grows too big and when it's retired to live in a forest. This was so helpful as my parents' garden was becoming far too full of replanted Yule trees. Another tradition, the burning of a special log, the Yule log, as an emblem of the returning sun, has origins lost in time, but is believed to come from Germanic or Anglo-Saxon paganism, and this custom is found all over Europe. The traditional wood used varies, so in England it's oak, in Scotland birch, and apparently in France it was customary to sprinkle the log with wine before lighting it. If you don't have a fireplace, you can use a large candle to create the same intention, an act of intentionally lighting a flame to call back the light and the warmth. In our family, we do all of these festive pagan midwinter things on the 25th, because when my daughter was young, I wanted her not to feel different from her peers who were mostly celebrating on that day. But we have our family ritual to celebrate the solstice itself on the 21st. So what do we include in a winter solstice ritual? Well, this time of year is also about rest, renewal, rejuvenation. We start our ritual by turning off all the lights and taking some time in the dark to reflect. The darkness of winter is an invitation to rest, to let things percolate and seed in the womb of the earth. It can be welcoming and nourishing. We take time to think about what we can do to care for ourselves during the winter pause. The work of this season is to take a pause, to consider, what do we want to plant? What do we want to germinate in the darkness through the winter months? When this feels complete, we prepare to call back and celebrate the light. So we light candles, we dance, we sing, we welcome the sun's return. Maybe my daughter and I will record some of the pagan carols we sing for you over the coming few days. Another ritual tradition is to take a pinch of incense each, casting it onto the incense burner and releasing all that we want to leave behind as the year turns. But be warned, one year we did this with the embers of a barbecue on our London apartment roof. It gave this really satisfying plume of smoke, but our neighbours got a terrible fright, thinking our house was on fire, because who has a barbecue in the middle of December? So probably best to do that only if you have an actual garden. And now we stick to the little charcoal blocks for our incense releasing. However you're celebrating, I hope you have a beautiful solstice, that you take time to nourish yourself and to plant seeds of wonderful things in your inner world, ready to burst forth when spring arrives. With so much love.